This morning, the search for a suspect in a triple homicide continues. Where that suspect was last seen.
Plus, UW-Madison launches a new study on the long-term effects of vaping, what researchers hope to achieve and how you can participate. Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Kyrie Unley.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. It's cold out there. It's kind of we're stuck in this pattern right now we just can't seem to break out of.
Yeah, I was looking on social media and they said once the temperature goes below your age or like once it's this cold, this is the type of weather you just like once you're in, you're in. You're not going back out into this.
Well, let's see if we get a little break from some of those cold temperatures. Savannah Burrito has your first one forecast this morning. Hey there.
Hey guys, definitely agree with that statement wherever that was found. 9 degrees right now. This is not factoring those wind chills across Dane County. That's actually one of the coolest temperatures. We're up to 12 in some areas across Dane County. -2 is the actual air temperature though in Black River Falls, 3 in Camp Douglas, 13 in Monroe. But when you factor in the wind chills, we don't have one like I mentioned in Madison. Our winds are actually light to calm. Then you don't see one across most of the area, but -2 is what it feels like outside down in Janesville, -6 in Camp Douglas. We do have a little bit of a warm up, luckily, to talk about. Maybe even some snow chances returning across southern Wisconsin. I'll have all those details coming up.
Talk to you then. This morning, the search for a man accused of killing 3 people in New Lisbon continues.
New Lisbon police say Virgil Thu's last was seen on January 1st near Orange Road and McEwen Road in New Lisbon. The last known vehicle used by Thu has been recovered by law enforcement. The police chief says the FBI is now also helping them with the search. Thu is considered armed and dangerous, so if you do see him, do not confront him and call 911.
There is a GoFundMe page that's up this morning created for the family of the victims, including 13-year-old Skyla. Funds will go toward funeral arrangements and flowers. You can find a link to the GoFundMe page. It's up on your screen right now. Just go to our website, channel3000.com, and find that link.
A fisherman in Marquette County is dead after falling through the ice on a UTV. It happened on Lawrence Lake in the township of Westfield. The Marquette County Sheriff's Department says emergency crews responded at around 10 a.m. yesterday. Efforts to save the person's life were unsuccessful and they died at the scene. The person's name will be released once the family is contacted. This death is under investigation.
6:02 now. In just under 2 weeks, Donald Trump will become the nation's 47th president. In December, he promised that on day 1 of his presidency, that he would pardon those charged in the January 6 riots. He has not specified just how many of the nearly 1,600 people charged would be pardoned, though. We do know 11 of those are from Wisconsin. We spoke with UW-Madison political expert Howard Schweber, who says many, if not all, could get out unscathed with a pardon.
For one thing, these people are no longer convicted felons, and that affects them going forward, among many other things, for voting rights, but also in terms of things like getting jobs. Those who are already are currently in prison could be released.
So the pardon would affect those charged by the federal government. State charges, like Wisconsin's charge against Trump attorneys Jim Tropis and Kenneth Chesbro, would not be impacted by a presidential pardon. They are charged in the fake elector case.
The same day that Congress certified the election win for Donald Trump, a New York City judge ruled that the president-elect still must be sentenced Friday in his election interference case. Trump's legal team had tried to indefinitely postpone the sentencing while he appeals. Trump was convicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records last year.
U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel are suing the U.S. government. It's in response to the president's blocking of their merger. The two companies accused the president of making the decision based on politics. The Biden administration said it made the decision out of national security reasons. The companies have also filed a separate lawsuit against the CEO of U.S. competitor Cleveland Cliffs and the president of the U.S. Steelworkers Union.
At least 95 people are dead after an earthquake that hit Tibet today. It left many others trapped as aftershocks shook the high-altitude region of western China and across the border in Nepal. The U.S. Geological Survey said the earthquake measured magnitude 7.1. China recorded the magnitude 6.8. Rescue efforts are underway.
Kirkland brand cold medication is under recall this morning.
Let's check in now with consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn for what you need to know. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Costco is recalling Kirkland's signature brand severe cold and flu plus congestion medication. Now, the retail giant says some of the packages could be contaminated with foreign material. A specific lot of the medication had been rejected due to the contamination and was not supposed to be shipped. It was sold nationally between October 30th and November 30th of last year. Affected units are marked with the lot code seen on your screen here. Do not use any remaining product marked with this code. You can return the packages to your local Costco for a full refund.
All right, Michelle Renee Quinn, thanks for that important information. Well, the first American to contract a severe case of the bird flu has died. The Louisiana Health Department confirmed the death yesterday. Authorities say the person was over 65 years old and had underlying medical conditions. The individual had been hospitalized with the flu after an exposure to a flock of birds. No other person linked to the patient has become ill. The patient had a strain of bird flu that's currently circulating in wild birds and poultry.
UW-Madison is looking for participants to join a study that will test how vaping affects heart and lung health. This comes after the university earned a $5.7 million research grant. There have been studies on the physical effects of vaping before, but this study will go further by testing multiple people who vaped for multiple years.
You can go on the internet and find huge advocates that everyone should switch from smoking to vaping, or no one should ever vape, it's the worst thing in the world. And the fact of the matter is, we just don't know, and that's why we do the research.
Participants will get up to $625 in individualized test results for completing the study. To participate, you can enroll on myvapecheck.com.
Okay, here's an opportunity to get involved in something cool. The City of Madison Parks and Streets Division needs your help naming 5 snowplows again, so suggestions can be emailed to dropoff@cityofmadison.com. You have until the 24th. A list of finalists will then be selected from all the name suggestions. Wisconsin Saltwise will host an election to choose the winner. That's expected to start on February 2nd. I did look up some of the winners from previous voting rounds.
Yeah, let's
oh,
hear
they
them.
were really good. Saltimus Prime,
Okay.
Snowy-Wan Kenobi,
Snowbee, I like that one.
Seymour Pavement,
Okay. And one more.
and Dolly Plowton.
Wow.
Dolly Plowton.
Those were some of the winners.
Those are
There were
good
some
ones.
good runners-up from previous years,
Yeah.
including Austin Plowers.
Austin Flowers.
Come on, who doesn't love that?
Exactly. I mean,
Some fun ones.
people are like, they get real creative. So let's see what you all can come up with this time around.
Yeah, let's try to top that, right?
Yes.
That'll be hard
Good
to
luck.
top.
Good
Yeah.
luck. Now we just need some snow for those plows, Savannah.
No, we are tracking below average temperatures. So we'll talk about when the best chance of seeing some snow is here across southern Wisconsin will be coming up.
And we're in the 608 this morning with the Wonder of Physics show. We're going to show you how you can get your tickets and also have some fun here in the lab coming up. And I forgot to hold the mic.
Oh, Josh's mic is really low.
Yeah, I forgot to grab the mic. That was on me, so just FYI, we're good. We had a...
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Oh, we're back here at 6:10, seeing what's going on in the 608. Hey, free tickets are available right now for upcoming shows to the Wonders of Physics.
All right, Josh Fighter is live on the UW-Madison campus this morning with a preview. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. So we're going to have some fun in the 608 this morning. I got a couple of special guests, Hattie and Aubrey, joining us for a couple of demonstrations, giving you a little idea of what the Wonders of Physics is all about. We're going to start with Hattie, of course, a familiar face here on News 3 Now. Hattie, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are you, Josh?
Oh my gosh, things are fantastic. So this is always fun because you're on the other side of things, showing how science is science, right? And there's a fun few demonstrations that you're going to show us this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Wonders of Physics show, the annual show, is coming up in February, so we want to let you know that tickets are still available for that show. And what we do is we take some of our demonstrations and we make them bigger. So I'm not going to show you a demonstration that's in the show. That's under wraps right now, but I'll show you something that's like what we have in the show. So safety first, Josh. Put on these. Yep, and we're going to be using liquid nitrogen. I know we've used this before, but it's the same nitrogen that's in the air, only it's cooled down to negative 320 degrees, or almost negative 200 Celsius, and it becomes a liquid. So it looks like water, but I'm going to put some in this flask, because what I want to do is make a geyser. You've heard of the geysers in Yellowstone Park, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they work by pressure. That water is heated under the ground. It's really, really hot. Pressure builds up, and eventually that pressure has to release. So with this nitrogen, it's so cold.
I can feel it.
Yeah, but it's boiling right now because everything in this room is about 400 degrees warmer. So when I put the stopper into the bottle, what you're gonna see is an instant geyser because there's so much pressure in this bottle, it just has to release.
It's a good thing that you're not setting that towards Mark in the camera.
Yes, because it is, 300 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, so it's really, really cold. You may be able to hear it sort of like sparking on the floor a little bit.
Yes.
But it's pretty cool. So that's almost exactly how those geysers work in Yellowstone.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. All right, so now we got to come over to Aubrey. Aubrey, what are we working on over here?
So over here we have one of our newest exhibits. It's our balloon popper. And all it is a laser that's going to go through this tube, reflect off of some mirrors, and then pop or not pop this balloon. So over here, I have a red balloon and then a clear balloon around the red balloon. I'm going to put this in here.
All right.
If you could step over here for me, I'm going to close this. And then you're going to fire that laser by hitting that button for me.
The big red button?
The big red button.
All right, here we go.
So what just happened? The red balloon on the inside popped and that clear balloon did not pop.
Wow.
So how this works, if you could see, that laser was blue.
Yes.
And so that means that red balloon absorbs that blue light, absorbs that wavelength. And that's why the balloon popped. But the blue went right through this clear balloon, and that's why the clear one didn't pop. So we have a bunch of balloons here, so if people want to come in and try their own, see if the blue ones pop or don't pop, they can try it for themselves. It's here in the Wonders of Physics Museum, the Ingersoll Wonders of Physics Museum in Chamberlain Hall. It's free and open to the public Monday through Friday, and most Saturdays now, which is really exciting. Saturdays 10 to 1. And there's a ton of exhibits in here that are hands-on and really fun.
I love it. Well, Aubrey, Hattie, thank you so much for your time this morning. We love this. Science is cool, guys. If you'd like to learn more and get tickets for the Wonders of Physics show or also learn more about the physics fair, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. We have a lot of wonderful resources for you in the science world, guys.
Wait, so it's Josh Fry, the science guy.
Josh Fry,
That's what I just
the
came up
science
with.
guy.
There we go.
Awesome.
With the safety glasses and everything, guys. Safety first.
Good stuff. Hey, Josh, talk to you soon. Thanks.
Well, let's check it out with
Sounds good.
meteorologist Savannah Brito, our other scientist. No, okay.
Yeah,
Good morning.
I know. I have the regular glasses on, not the science specs this morning. Might have to switch those out, guys. We're at 9 degrees right now. Temperature is still falling. Our winds are actually calm. We don't have a wind chill factored in Madison right now, but most of the rest of southern Wisconsin does have a wind chill factored in. We will see temperatures warm pretty quickly. We're forecasting lower to mid-20s, so at least temps will be back to near normal, but we'll have mostly cloudy skies. This is is what I was talking about. No wind chill in Madison because our winds are calm, but Janesville, -2. 7 in the Dells, feels like -6 in Camp Douglas. A few of us, mainly Camp Douglas and Black River Falls, actually have air temperatures that are sub-zero right now. Most wind chills going forward the next couple of nights will range between 0 and 5, at the warmest about 10 degrees, so similar to what we're waking up with now. Let's talk about two systems, the next two that could bring us a chance of snow here locally. I think actually Dallas, Texas has a better chance of getting snow than we do here with the first system anyways, that originates over that area. You can see the blues, pinks, and then heavy rain for Houston. As that system does right up closer to us, you can see a couple of lighter snow showers close to us. If the track changes at all and takes more of a northerly track, we would see this into southern Wisconsin, but you can see the best chance, especially for heavy snow near Memphis and then south and east of that area. Over the weekend, though, I think this one could bring us at least what it's looking like right now, a better chance than that first one. So secondary system, late Saturday into Sunday, the snow chances, better snow chances would come in the morning and early afternoon of Sunday before moving out of here. Into Monday with the next cold front, we could see some light snow showers after that. So there are a few going forward. I want to note at all the winter weather alerts we have, this includes wind chill warnings for areas in the deep south. They're expecting very cold temperatures, and then of course that snow system. The first one that I was talking about for Dallas and areas northeastward, that's a winter storm watch for that first system out already. We could see areas locally under winter weather advisory. That is still several days out. Sunday, our best chance, and then into Monday. After that, dry conditions, but cooler, lower to mid-20s, at least will be near normal.
The last time that we saw Wisconsin men's hoops, they hung 116 points on the Iowa Hawkeyes, including a Big Ten record 21 three-pointers. For their second game of the new year, they headed east for Jersey Mike's Arena, the home of Rutgers, who boast a pair of talented freshmen, but they didn't play much of a factor last night because John Blackwell made a statement early, connects on the tough mid-range shot. He had 13 in the first half and a game-high 21. And then in the second half, a 6-point game. Let's make it 9. Max Klesmit from the corner. That was his only bucket of the night, though, because a few minutes later, he left with an ankle injury. Greg Gard said he'll be fine. But the Knights, they just wouldn't go away. Still a 6-point game, about 4.5 minutes to go. But Steven Crowell with the putback slam. He's been awesome lately, and they've needed it. He had 18, and the Badgers were just too much for Rutgers. They win it 75-63. Well, the Bucks have lost 4 of their last 5, trying to change that in Toronto. Third quarter, Milwaukee up big, and there's a reason they call Damian Lillard Dame Dollar, and it's not just because of his rap name. He is cash money from deep. Lillard with the long 3 and then another one. This was a 4-point play. Dame finished with a team-high 25, but obviously Giannis got his too. Milwaukee up 22 in the third still, and the Freak throws it down. He only scored 11 points, but it really wasn't a problem. The Bucks win it 128-104. Losing to the Bears at Lambeau is not exactly the way that the Packers plan their runway into the postseason. But as Matt LaFleur said yesterday, when you make a mistake, you just got to face the music and prepare for a brand new season that starts Sunday in Philadelphia. The Pack play the Eagles in the wild card round at 3:30 on Fox, a game that Jordan Love is expected to play in. Despite that elbow injury, Love and LaFleur will spend the week preparing for an Eagles team that they lost to all the way back in Week 1.
I mean, Week 1 feels like a season ago, literally, and I would tell you that it's going to be very important for our offense to be efficient, stay ahead of the sticks. They got superstars on every level of the defense, so we're going to have to make sure that we're doing a good job of taking what's there and churning out and fighting for every inch on the field on Sunday.
And for as great as it is, the Jordan Love's injury should not impact his status for Sunday. He will be without one of his top targets. Wide receiver Christian Watson tore his ACL in Sunday's loss to the Bears. Matt LaFleur calling it a big loss for the team, adding, "I hurt for him." And the Madison Mallards and the Madison Nightmares unveiled their schedules for the upcoming summer yesterday. Fresh off of a trip to the Northwoods League playoffs, the Mallards began their season at the Duck Pond on May 26th against Fond du Lac, while the Nightmares, they opened their season up at Wausau on June 11th. But don't worry, because the very next day, June 12th, is their home opener. That's your morning sports fix. Have a top-notch Tuesday.
Well, still ahead, it's part athletic competition, part holiday tradition. We'll show you the Christmas tree tossing world championships.
That's right after this.
Welcome back. It's 6:23. This photo is from Mark. He captured this sunrise near Broadhead. Take a look at this beauty here. Those bare bone trees.
Bare bones.
Bare bones.
No leaves.
Nice photo here, Mark. Thank you as always. Continue to send in those photos. Hashtag MyNews3Morning.
Trending this morning, check out this holiday tradition in Germany. So every year around this time, they get together to toss around their Christmas trees. It's the 17th annual Christmas Tree Throwing World Championships, where competitors are judged in 3 different areas. So we got distance, height, and slinging of the trees. It's derived from the Scandinavian Newtfest. I had no idea this was a thing,
Yeah.
and I'm fascinated by it.
I don't think I'd make it past the second line.
See, like, I feel like maybe these trees are a lot heavier than they look, but I'm feeling like they're not putting enough oomph into it.
Have you ever cut
You
down
think
a
you can do
Christmas
better?
tree?
I think so.
I
That's
think
my
we might
toxic
have to
trait.
see that.
We'll have to do that next Christmas in the
Next
studio.
Christmas, News
Yeah.
3 Now.
See, I propose a segment where we just cart Kyrie on around town and everybody's Christmas tree who's like sitting on the curb.
I don't.
She just throws them back into their driveway, and we see how far she can
she
do
can
it.
make it.
Yeah, we'll
There we
see how
go.
many calls to the police that we
Yeah.
get.
That'd
I
be a
definitely
fun
want to
segment.
steer around the head too. You gotta
Yeah, you got a cowboy or
Yeah.
lasso it.
lasso it.
There you go. Okay.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
done. Okay.
Oh boy.
Bring
Well,
it in. Bring it in.
So I wanted to show you this, a lucky moment caught on camera here in South Carolina. Store surveillance showing the moment that a woman realizes that she is a lottery winner. Look at her face. Oh my gosh, I just won.
Is that what she said?
It's something like that. The store owner says she's a regular that goes there and plays the lottery multiple times a week. The store owner says that the woman's already cashed a ticket at the lottery headquarters in Columbia.
See, I mean, I love this, but I wouldn't want this type of footage of me on camera because I don't want everyone to
Then
know
everyone
I won.
knows.
Because then everyone's going to be asking you for a piece of change.
Oh, come on.
I just like the guy's
Let her be
reaction
happy.
where he
Yeah,
like stops
this
and he's
dude
like, "What's going on right now?"
She's having a praise break. I love it. And the owner
And then
comes
he's like,
in.
"Oh yeah."
That's good stuff.
Oh, we'll talk about the snow that's in the forecast potentially coming up.
This morning, the community coming together for Abundant Life Christian School. how Culver's got involved, and how you can still help.
Plus, how the lack of snow in our area is affecting local businesses that depend on it and how they're responding.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Unley. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Chris is missing the snow. I am not.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I had to pick behind two doors, I would take the cold
Take the
temperatures.
cold over the snow.
Even though it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts real bad.
Yeah, I got a couple of chances we could see some flakes in the forecast. Savannah Burrito's outside this morning. What do you think? We going to see anything measurable out of those couple of chances we've got now?
I don't think that Thursday's system into Friday would bring us a great chance, but Sunday, as long as that track doesn't change much, I do think we could be talking about accumulating snow. But we will be dry under mostly cloudy skies up until Thursday night into Friday, 24. That's our high today. So at least we're talking about near normal temperatures returning. We are waking up to wind chills. When you factor those in, some of us sub-zero, mainly northwest of Madison, but Janesville is holding on to a sub-zero chill as well. We don't have one right now in Madison, but we'll talk about how low those are going to be tonight and the next couple of nights coming up.
All right, talk to you then. In our top stories this morning, the community coming together to support Abundant Life Christian Schools Recovery Fund.
Culver's locations across Wisconsin donated a percentage of their sales to the fund following the deadly school shooting just 3 weeks ago. Cars filled the parking lots throughout the state as people flocked to participate in Culver's to help out. The ALCS fund is dedicated to providing immediate and long-term support for those impacted by the deadly shooting at the school.
I was just thinking about how times like these, you really see what community this town has to offer, this whole city, and I think everyone in line probably has been thinking about that tonight as well. So I think we're all happy to wait.
If you didn't make it out last night but still want to donate, you can do so by texting HELP for ALCS to 40403.
Well, the new legislative session is underway at the state capitol. New assembly members and senators are now in office. They, along with returning members, are laying out their plans for the next 2 years. Republican lawmakers want to spend part of the state budget surplus on tax cuts. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos supports that plan. Republicans want to get that done before the budget process. Here's what the governor had to say about that.
We have to make sure that people in the state of Wisconsin have the ability to thrive economically. And part of that is affordable housing. Part of that is tax relief.
The money that we set aside for that tax cut will not be spent by this legislature on other wants, no matter how many special interests or tax and spend politicians apply pressure to get it out of the Treasury's hands.
We also learned from the governor that he plans to put a ballot referendum proposal in his budget draft. Similar to California, that would allow Wisconsinites to add petitions for new state laws directly to the ballot.
6:32, much of the country will feel freezing temperatures today from an Arctic blast. It's coming on the heels of a deadly winter storm that spanned thousands of miles in multiple states. Much of the East Coast saw heavy snow yesterday. That plus the colder temperatures make salting the roads less effective. The weather is forcing events today for the late President Jimmy Carter to be moved back. Some people are without power and heat due to the storm.
Well, we are feeling the cold, but not so much the snow right now. And for some small businesses and workers, no snow means no work. Our Jalen Banks digging into the impact.
So I haven't really seen too many years like this.
That is the experience of Action Jackson of Jackson's Lawn Care is going through as a prolonged dry winter for Wisconsinites continues.
The last 2 years been quite rough. We haven't seen anything like this since I've been in business. I've been in business 16 years.
And according to our First One weather team, the trend of no snow may continue with our 7-day snow chances remaining low. And for the month of January so far, we've had just a trace of snow, which sits well below the monthly average, which does not bode well for Jackson.
By us not getting no snow, it really goes against what we prep and prepare for, and it's really hard to keep employment guys on board to fulfill those roles when it does snow, because if we're only getting 1 or 2 snows in a season or in a month, that really hurts the foundation of what we built.
And Jackson says he feels not only for his business, but others as well.
When you prepare and then you get months like this, it's really heartbroken. Not only for me, but for other plow companies as well.
Our Jalen Banks reporting. Jackson says his business begins preparing for this season several months ahead of time.
In other news, the trial for the man accused of killing a 39-year-old Marshall woman will not move forward. 71-year-old Jose Gonzalez pleaded no contest to a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. He made the plea just before jury selection for his trial. The charge stems from the killing of Dora Gonzalez Zarate. Law enforcement officers found her dead from a gunshot wound in May 2022. A criminal complaint alleges that the two were in a romantic relationship she was trying to leave. The sentencing hearing for Gonzalez is scheduled for January 13th.
New this morning, we're learning more about the man behind the Tesla Cybertruck explosion. Alicia Arrett is the ex-girlfriend of the man whose rented Cybertruck exploded in front of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. The two met in 2018 and dated until 2021. She spoke with the CBS affiliate in Colorado Springs, saying that PTSD played a major factor in his later struggles with physical and mental health. She says while the Department of Veterans Affairs cares for service members after deployment, active duty is a different story.
There was a lot of stigma in his unit about seeking mental health help. And if he got flagged for having depression or having a TBI, he would have been made non-deployable. And he absolutely didn't want that. He wanted to be there for his guys.
The FBI is investigating the incident as a possible act of terror.
In New Orleans, the mayor is calling on a tactical expert to review the city's safety plans. It comes less than a week after the deadly New Year's Day attack. President Joe Biden visited New Orleans to meet with first responders and families of the victims yesterday. 14 people were killed when a pickup truck rammed into a crowd of people celebrating the new year on Bourbon Street. The Superdome, about a mile away from Bourbon Street, will host the Super Bowl in 1 month. The city is also preparing for Mardi Gras celebrations.
Well, for the first time in about 10 years, Canada will be getting a new leader. Justin Trudeau is stepping down as prime minister. Trudeau was widely expected to lose the general election this year. The 53-year-old's facing crises, including Donald Trump's tariff threats, the resignation of key allies, and disastrous opinion polling. Trudeau will remain prime minister until the country chooses a new leader.
Back at home, Wisconsin Department of Transportation officials are reminding drivers that only emergency and maintenance vehicles can use median crossovers on the highways. This advisory comes after this truck driver learned that lesson the hard way. The DOT says the truck driver had been traveling on US 14 in Madison when the driver realized they would not clear an upcoming railroad bridge. That's when the driver turned into the crossover and got stuck, and it ended up shutting down traffic, as you can see here. State law prohibits vehicles other than those for emergencies or maintenance from using crossovers. You can be fined up to $100 for doing so. Officials say drivers should instead continue to the next exit and turn around legally. Coming up after the break, what new research is saying about the effects of sugary drinks on our health.
And we do have a couple of days actually going to be a little bit warmer. That's before the cool down. We'll talk about that coming up tomorrow.
Well, also seeing how science is cool. I'm working the bike generator. We're gonna have more of this fun coming up. Let's see if I can get the bulbs lit. Woo! We're live in the 608 next.
watching News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
We're back at 6:41. A new study found sugary drinks are contributing to a global public health crisis.
Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is here with the details. Michelle Renee.
Good morning, you guys. The journal Nature Medicine published this study, and it estimates sugary drinks could be a factor in 330,000 deaths annually from diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Now, sugar-sweetened beverages include any liquids that are sweetened with various forms of added sugars. You can see them on your screen. That's sugars like brown sugar, corn sweetener or syrup, fructose, high fructose corn syrup, honey, and other examples you see listed. Now, while researchers can't say whether the sweet drinks are causing diabetes and cardiovascular disease, they can estimate the impact. CDC nutrition data from a 2010-2015 survey shows Wisconsin as below the national average for reporting drinking at least one sugar-sweetened beverage daily among U.S. adults. Now, the World Health Organization says about 830 million people worldwide have diabetes, the majority living in low and middle income countries, and cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death globally.
All right, good information there. Just be a little more cautious, I guess.
Yeah, count your cream sodas, guys.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
6:42 now. As people reprioritize for the new year, a growing number of American workers report feeling trapped in their jobs. It comes from a new Gallup poll released in December. The poll finds people are looking for new jobs at the highest rate in nearly a decade. But in a cooling labor market with low unemployment, there's fear that those opportunities may not be there. So Gallup refers to this shift as the Great Detachment, and it's causing frustration for employers as well.
18% of people in their latest report are actually engaged at work. So that means you've got 82% of your people as an employer who are saying, not feeling it.
Experts recommend that if you're not feeling it and you're thinking about making a move, you should tailor your resumes for different job titles.
Shares for streaming TV service company Fubo are up big this morning. It comes after the company announced it is merging with Disney's Hulu Plus live TV offering. Together, the services have 6.2 million subscribers. That makes it the second largest streaming paid TV provider behind YouTube TV. Under the deal, Disney will own 70% of Fubo, but Fubo's management will be in charge of operations. Fubo will also drop its current lawsuit against Venue Sports, the streaming joint venture between Disney, Fox Corporation, and Warner Brothers Discovery. However, it is unclear if Venue will still launch its service.
6:44, checking with Savannah now, your first warn forecast. How is it out there?
It's not the best. We definitely have temperatures that are down to the single digits, which we'll see more widespread across all of southern Wisconsin going forward the next couple of nights. Only 9 in Madison and McFarland, 11 in Middleton, and 11 degrees in Sauk City. Temperatures outside of Dane County similar. We have more single digits out there, although I do think areas tonight will be a little bit cooler than that. Monroe's at 11, Camp Douglas at 3, but Black River Falls waking up to -2 when you factor in wind chills, which we have across most of the area. Madison right now not holding on to one because our winds right now are calm, but the rest of us are waking up to what feels a little bit cooler out there. Temperatures will luckily warm into the mid-20s. A couple of us might only reach the lower 20s, but again, we will see temperatures that are at least near normal. A cool down tomorrow, only near 20, and then warmer temperatures after that. How about our snow comparison, though? This winter, we've only had 6.8 inches of snow. That all came during the month of December. So far in January, we've only had a trace amount, which technically isn't measurable, so that not included in that. Our normal to date, 14.2 inches. So we are in a snowfall deficit, but we are tracking a few chances of snowfall going forward. With the first system, I think Dallas, Texas has a better chance of getting snow compared to us across the Madison area. That's just based on where that system originates. As that gets closer to us, this is Thursday night into Friday. This is showing exactly Friday at 7 in the morning. Show across the Chicagoland area and southward. If this track changes and takes a more northerly track, this little light snow could make its way as far north as southern Wisconsin, but the best chance of heavy snow, Memphis, and then those darkest shades of blue that you see on this radar. Eventually into the weekend, I think that secondary system could bring us a better chance of snow. This is late Saturday into Sunday morning. This is showing 8 in the morning, pretty widespread snow across nearly the entire state of Wisconsin. And then moving out of here with some light snow behind the low pressure and associated with our next cold front over the weekend anyways. So a couple chances. I do think we could see accumulating snow on Sunday as long as not a lot changes. A couple of days where we have above average temperatures, or at least near normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a little bit cooler, but still the 20s in the next week.
All right, Savannah, thanks. Hoping that snow pans out on Sunday. That would be great. If we're going to have the cold, might as well have the snow. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just glad it's going to be 29. 29 sounds all right.
Yeah, 29
right.
is not too bad. Not too bad.
Thanks, Savannah. All right, let's see what's going on in the 608 this morning. Hey, tickets are now available for upcoming shows of the Wonders of Physics.
Josh Spider is live on the UW-Madison campus this morning with a preview. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're seeing just a couple of sneak peeks this morning of what you can see in the show. Of course, these are nothing compared to the big shows coming up this February. Hattie McLean is back with us. Hattie, good to see you.
Nice to be working with you again, Josh.
Yes, good
so fun.
You know, this is so fun. You've been doing this for a few years now. The Wonders of Physics show, and tickets are now available. These are free tickets, and it really shows families just how fun science is.
Yeah, we want everyone to know that science is for everybody, right? You don't have to be a certain type to enjoy science and learn about science. So that's what the Wonders of Physics is all about. And it's our chance to take our demonstrations that we have for lectures and for smaller shows and really make them big. The Wonders of Physics annual show is all about the big, impressive demonstrations. So I've brought one today that we're not going to use in the show, but is sort of similar. It's an electric, shocking experience, if you might say. It's a Van de Graaff, and what this does, it makes static electricity, right? So we're going to have some electrifying demonstrations in the show, but they're going to be on a much grander scale. This one is going to generate sparks that are about 1 inch in length. So we'll turn it on. It's a big rubber band going around and around in there, and what we're doing is moving electrons. And we'll get those electrons to jump to the smaller ball here. So you can see the sparks are 1 to 2 inches long.
Yep.
That's about 20 to 40,000 volts.
Wow.
So in the show, we're going to make sparks that are about 10 to 12 inches long with a much bigger device. So it'll be a lot of fun. Now, let's ground this and show you what happens. We'll just do a little demonstration with the pie plates. Oops, well, there's one, but what do you think is going to happen to the pie plates, Josh?
I feel like they're going to shoot off of there.
Shoot off like a big explosion?
Yes.
Awesome, let's try it, because this is the best part about science. We make a prediction, and then we can try it.
Oh, look at that.
So they do shoot off.
All over the place.
All over the place, and one at a time, right?
Nice and gentle.
Yes, yes, it's a nice, organized chaos, if you will, as those electrons build up on the plates, and they get enough repelling force to pop one off. It actually takes electrons with it.
That's
so they have
so
to build
cool.
up again. Now, we can also do a pretty fun hair-raising experience with this. And Josh, I think your hair is kind of short. So
Yes, we need some more length.
Yeah. I'm going to bring in Aubrey. Aubrey's the newest member of our Wonders of Physics team. We're so excited to have her on board. And what she's going to demonstrate is how this will make your hair stand up.
All right.
And the really cool thing is that the physics fair is happening on the 15th of February, and you can try your hand at one of these demonstrations. So we'll have Van de Graaff here. Shake your hair a little bit, Aubrey.
There it goes.
As those electrons go into Aubrey, they try to separate and get as far away from each other as possible. And so all of the strands of Aubrey's hair just sort of like stand straight up. And now this is one of our most popular demonstrations that we do in the show. And everyone always wants to try it. We don't have time to let everyone try it. But during the physics fair, we'll have these out. And you can try the Van de Graaff if you want
That
to.
is incredible. Well, Hattie, Aubrey, thank you for the hair-raising experience here on News 3 Now this morning. We appreciate it. Again, free tickets available for those February shows. And you want to get them before they are gone. They go really quickly. So go up to channel3000.com. We have everything you need to know right there, guys.
You just weren't going to end the segment without a pun. I just knew it. I just knew it.
He's good for a few of them.
You knew I had to throw that in there. Hattie started it.
Yeah, you had to. You had to. It looks like a grand time. Josh, tell everyone hello. Thank you so much.
Hey, coming up in the morning sprint, we have some new findings regarding the use of gender-affirming medications.
Well, we also have a birthday today. Take a look at who's 3. Happy birthday to Oakland. Enjoy your day.
6:54, time for the morning sprint.
We have new details in the search for a person of interest in the triple homicide in New Lisbon. Police say Virgil Thu was last seen on New Year's Day near Orange Road and McEwen Road in New Lisbon. They have recovered and impounded the last known vehicle Thu used. The FBI is now also helping with the search. Thu was considered armed and dangerous.
A fisherman in Marquette County is dead after falling through the ice on a UTV. It happened on Lawrence Lake in the township of Westfield. Marquette County Sheriff's officials say that emergency crews responded around 10 o'clock yesterday morning. They tried to save the person's life, but were unsuccessful, and that person died at the scene. The death is under investigation.
President-elect Donald Trump is now the certified winner of the 2024 election. In a joint session, Congress certified the results. It came 4 years to the day after a mob of supporters of then President Trump stormed the Capitol. Members of Congress did not object to any state's results this time around. The proceedings yesterday lasted only about a half hour.
The trial for the man accused of killing a 39-year-old Marshall woman will not move forward. 71-year-old Jose Luis Gonzalez pleaded no contest to a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. He made the plea just as jury selection for his trial was about to get underway. The charges stem from the killing of Dora Gonzalez Zarate. Sentencing is scheduled for January 13th.
U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel are suing the U.S. government. That's in response to the president's blocking of their merger. The two companies accuse the president of making the decision based on politics. The Biden administration says it did so for national security reasons. The companies have also filed a separate lawsuit against the CEO of U.S. competitor Cleveland-Cliffs and the president of the U.S. Steelworkers Union.
Despite it being a popular topic with politicians, gender-affirming medications are hardly ever prescribed to children. A study by Harvard showed 0 recorded cases where a child under 12 was prescribed gender-affirming hormones. It further says that less than 0.1% of minors overall receive them. The study debunks claims that the medications are given out freely.
Well, cloud conditions, we're not expecting a lot of sunshine, going to hang out under cloudy skies today. At least we'll still see near normal temperatures in the mid-20s, so temps will be similar to yesterday, a little cooler tomorrow. And then our snow chances Friday and Sunday could see some. I think Sunday are a better chance. These temperatures are warm. I'll take a 29 and some snow instead of 2 degrees and sunshine.
Exactly.
Talking about.
So
I'll get on board with that.